Now this one was a little different, as she could actually be an active help in the facility under the right conditions, and provided you had an understanding with her. Not that kind of understanding. At first glance at this latest abnormality, it looked like the fairy tales as they originally were. They weren't dark enough. And I hadn't even found out more about this one yet. I'd find out more as the day would go on. Among other things. But I wouldn't get to that point until I had agents work on the abnormalities. So many were in need of becoming stronger. Especially against the midnight ordeals. Midnight ordeals which appeared since the disciplinary department appeared. Although, to be fair, even if it chose welfare first, it would have still appeared. And request, that was something new. Instead of attachment. I had my suspicions. That wasn't the work that generated energy and improved the agent. Low Red Riding Hooded Mercenary. Yeah, that sounded about right. Low Red Riding Hooded Mercenary. Request as in making a contract on a specific target. That summed it up nicely, didn't it? As for learning more about this mercenary, I'd have to have more work on. The abnormality. Although it could breach and it was strong. Wherever she was strong. She had resistances. Resistances to pretty much everything except pale. She was weak against that, and that wasn't a whole lot of encouragement is. Well, there wasn't a lot of weapons that could deal pale damage. And it looked like it was good for Rather, she was good for instinct and insight works. Not so well for attachment. And there was an amber dawn approaching. I needed to choose which works to use for each agent. As there was only so many before the ordeals would appear. Apparently there was a specific abnormality that she reacted badly to. And that if I wanted her to attack a specific abnormality, it came at a price. The price depended on the threat level, which I consider reasonable. She was good to have handy. Well, should the need for her arise. And considering that I hadn't encountered the worst of the abnormalities yet, I would definitely need her. Yeah. Take nothing for granted in this facility. Not even complete food. Because they didn't care whether you were a clerk or an agent. Both were food to them. They have no political preferences, no preferences with gender orientation, not even preferences with entertainment. Food is food, no matter what it likes. No point in deluding myself in that regard. And yeah, that abnormality that the info spoke of, it's on file. It's the big and might not be bad wolf. Or as it might be. Well, it's a wolf. And we know that fairy tale, don't we? If that's worked on, the howl is heard, and if she sees it, well, with the first two she'd breach, and the third she'd go berserk, as would the wolf. And they'd kill each other. Well, try to kill try to kill each other until there was only one left, and then the survivor would hunt down everything else. And as usual, the best way to deal with a problem like that, don't let it be a problem at all. Oh, sorry. I was getting ahead of myself with that info. At this point, just as the Crimson Noon was about to appear, I found that out. And also found out the weapons and suits that could be made. The suits weren't half bad. As for the weapons, not so much. As there's some info here on dangers of short weapons. Certainly with the Green Midnight. Surprisingly, there was little info on the Violet Midnight. Only make sure you're prepared for that one. Hinting that it was gonna be a bad one. At this point, my agent wouldn't stand a chance. Yeah, my agents were not that well equipped. Considering there was one of each damage type. The Harmony of the Skin, which was located in training. It went down quickly enough, but all the clowns, the Crimson Dawns, were concentrated around training and information, tightly clustered together. Seeing as there was little point in keeping the agents on guard duty around the corridors and elevator shafts, I decided to move those I didn't need to when it'd be needed later. And I was relieved that my agents were able to get rid of them before they could steal pea boxes and load the grip-off counter. Well, those that had grip-off counters. Well, there was nothing else to it to take care of other than the usual. Along with the abnormalities in security, as there were some gifts that the agents didn't have yet. The next ordeal would be an amber dusk, which would mean larger worms. But there's still a few works to do before that. And also equipment to make. All in the disciplinary department had the dream of the Black Swan gift, so didn't need to have anyone work on that. And I didn't know why I had someone work on our room, considering how much of a risk that was. Maybe it was to stop me from getting bored. training purposes, or just to gamble. Even though there was a song that clearly stated what that was for. And it's not for the more rational-minded people. Oh yeah, and I checked the Spider-Bud file on it by accident. I had no reason to do that. Just thought I'd add that. In case you were confused. Where it'd be hard to know who was on the top and who was on the bottom. All I knew was it was a good idea to take them out before they caused too much trouble. Well, if I could. As there's no guarantee that they would appear facing the right way, or I'd be able to take them out with the nearby agents. And there's also the problem of ambidons sprouting from, well, spawning from, if you want to be more exact. Yeah, it was best to get everyone out of the corridors, and looking at what was ahead, I thought, Violet Midnight. Oh no. No. I wasn't even close to ready to deal with that. Well, with each of the... And then, just as one was about to leave, another arrived, and I decided I needed to switch positions. If I wanted to even damage that one. Insecurity. Or at least get into a position where I could deal with another one that appeared. Yeah, that's the problem with these amber dusts. They could appear from anywhere. Well, any corridor. Even from a potential escape room. And if two were coming from opposite directions. With agents right in the middle, well, they were pretty much dead. It was a good idea not to let that happen. It can take a few days just to train up a few agents to maximum. Sure, I've got lob points to speed up the process, but I'd rather only use those when I need them. There's only one left at this point. And it appeared in security, which was convenient as I had agents ready for dealing with them. The larger one and its spawn. After that, the Amber Dust ordeal was dealt with. And all that was left was to do all the works that I could before, well, just before the violent midnight was drawn here. It was time to deal with what was I saying? It was too soon to deal with that. In fact, it'd be bordering suicide. At this point, I had all the Little Red Riding hooded mercenary equipment made and decided to read up on the background. Sounds like some kind of 1990s edgy comics type. Well, I recall all the agents to their main rooms. And then, well, if you can guess what I did after that. I ended the day. A day which went surprisingly well. No breaches occurred. It was at this point I remembered something. A long-forgotten conversation about someone who wanted to help people. I listened to her intently, and it wasn't becoming the wing that she wanted. Well, to be honest, I could only remember her side of the conversation. And she certainly had a unique way of putting things. She considered it more convenient about growing a tree to climb up there rather than fly up there. At that point, I closed my eyes and took in the sun. Yeah. Have you ever wondered what would happen if a certain comedy movie series was a cheesy horror movie series instead? Well, I'd find that out on day 28. I think we should take a break before I went over that day.